Sometimes these days, it seems like there is more complaints than a praise for the Call of Duty series. We as fans are so quick to criticize the series and the people who make it, yet we are so hesitant to look at ourselves. While the creators of Call of Duty have done plenty to harm their own series, I feel as though we as fans have created an equal amount of problems ourselves that have ended up affecting COD for the worst. And now that we are so close to the release of COD World War II, this issue is more pressing than ever. So now let's take a look at the problem and how we can fix it. The roots of most of the problems we as fans have created can be found in Call of Duty Ghosts. Ghosts, in my opinion, wasn't a completely terrible game. The problem with it is that people felt like it was just another basic Call of Duty, and the community was getting bored of that. We said we wanted something new, and that Ghosts wasn't innovative enough, so it really wasn't able to deliver. The game was trashed and labeled the worst COD to be ever made. So Activision put pressure on the three studios, Treyarch, Infinity Ward, and the new addition, Sledgehammer, to create games that were more innovative and gave us as a community what we were demanding for. A game with more innovation. Something new. And now that leads us to our second problem. We demanded for more innovation. We just didn't really know what kind of innovation we wanted. We just knew that we wanted something new. So Activision made that decision for us and had the three studios create games in the futuristic setting. We said we wanted innovation, and Advanced Warfare delivered exactly that. It was the first game to include boost jumps and crazy abilities, and was set further in the future than any of its predecessors. But Advanced Warfare had a very mixed reception, and by the time Sledgehammer eventually started working on their next game, they knew they would have to make a more traditional Call of Duty, because it didn't take a genius to realize the futuristic setting clearly wasn't going over well with the community. But unfortunately for the COD community, Advanced Warfare was only the beginning. After Advanced Warfare came Black Ops 3 and Infinite Warfare. Black Ops 3 was considered a good game by the majority of the community, even though people were kind of burnt out of the futuristic setting and supply drops. Then came Infinite Warfare. The game is largely considered a failure, even though it still does have a small group of die-hard fans playing it. Infinite Warfare's terrible reception and poor sales puts a huge amount of pressure on Sledgehammer to create a good game which will go over well with the community. They also have to worry about Activision, who's probably also putting even more pressure on them to make a successful game after Infinite Warfare's failure, because they have investors and shareholders to please. We are the ones who created the pressure being put on Sledgehammer. We were the ones who asked for futuristic games only to have them fail. And I'm worried the pressure being put on Sledgehammer may force them to make a game that meets the things we are asking for now, like boots on the ground gameplay, but they won't actually make a good game. They may work so hard to meet our requirements that they may just make a dull, forgettable game. Unfortunately, it's a little too late for Sledgehammer to change the majority of features in COD World War II, but there are things we as a community can do to help. When the game comes out, take it for what it is. Don't compare it to other games and complain about every little thing it does wrong. Enjoy the game and give Sledgehammer real, constructive feedback so they, Infinity Ward, and Treyarch know exactly what we want in the future and what to do in future games. If you have a problem with the game, don't just complain about it, but also offer a solution. This way we don't give the game the COD Ghost effect, where we complain but don't know what we actually want. This time if we complain about a problem with the game, we have to know what we really want, because the entire fate of the Call of Duty franchise may just rely on our criticism. Thank you for watching.
Liquidator neutralized.